Howdy folks, welcome to No Lonesome Tune. My name's Toby Guthrie and today we're going to be reviewing the latest album from Jason Isbell and the 400 unit, Reunions. Reunions is the first album for Jason Isbell and the 400 unit since 2017's The Nashville Sound. Before we get too far into things, I'd like to add a couple of side notes. One, I'm a huge Jason Isbell fan, have been for a long time. He's probably one of my favorite modern day artists. And two, I was not a fan of the 400 unit's previous album, The Nashville Sound. The Nashville Sound had its good moments, but I did not feel it held up to Jason Isbell's reputation in my mind of creating these amazing, cohesive pieces of art that he does with most of his albums, like Something More Than Free, Southeastern, or Here We Rest. Now enough about the Nashville Sound, let's get on to today's topic at hand, Reunions. Reunions starts off with What Have I Done to Help, which clocks in at a whopping 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Pretty lengthy for an opening track on an album, but it's definitely an emotional cry that draws you in right off the bat. But our next track, Dream School, definitely clocks in as one of my favorites. Dream School is an amazing track because it deals with the difficult things that we sometimes put up with as kids that those around us might not understand. Only Children is a classic melancholy Jason Isbell ballad that makes me shed a tear whenever I listen to it. I don't shed a tear so much because the song is sad, but more so because of the brutal honesty that Jason is able to put into his songwriting, whether it be about addiction, things that he struggled with in his past, or the ill fates of those around him. Overseas starts out with some of my favorite guitar work off the album, with an intro that's composed of a guitar solo that's very reminiscent of solos from some of Neil Young's classic live work. Overseas is also kind of the power ballad of the album and definitely clocks in as another of my favorites from Reunions. First time I listened to Running With Our Eyes Closed, I thought I had been transported back in time and was listening to a classic Dire Straits track with the very mysterious guitar intro that we're presented with. I really want to like this track, but the whole Dire Straits comparison creeps into my mind every time I listen to it. But I suppose they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Whether Jason meant it or not, I don't know. This track, River, kind of has a promising tone to it the first time I listened to it all the way through, but I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics. And then later on another listen through, I realized, oh man, this song's about murder. This track is a classic Jason Isbell painting of words where you can just imagine every little detail in your mind that he puts forth in front of you. Be Afraid is definitely the battle cry track of the album Reunions. This track has been interpreted by some that I've seen online as being strictly political, but I don't necessarily see it like that. I see it more so as Jason encouraging artists to be themselves in their music and not just write a hit for the sake of writing a hit. What the song means is entirely up to anyone's judgment. The first time I listened to the track St. Peter's Autograph, I was shedding legitimate tears. This track is both heartbreaking and heartfelt all at the same time. Jason wrote this song for his wife Amanda Shires after her friend Neil Castle committed suicide last year. Very relatable track if you or someone close to you has ever lost someone and is dealing with the pain of it. It's Easier deals with Jason Isbell's publicly known struggles with alcoholism. What Jason is trying to get across here is that a lot of alcoholics may get help with the addiction that they have, and it makes things easier, but things are still never truly easy when dealing with alcoholism. Letting You Go is all about Jason Isbell and his daughter and the joy that he finds in raising her. If you followed Jason for a long time and you've witnessed everything that he struggled with, you realize that it's very heartwarming to finally see him at such a happy point in his life. I love Reunions. And if you recall at the beginning of this video, I said it's been a while since Jason Isbell and the 400 unit, or just Jason Isbell and his solo work, has put out a really good, cohesive piece of work. But I think it's safe to say that he's definitely backing up that reputation again. Reunions gets a very strong 8 out of 10 for me, and the reason for that is I'm not completely sold on the rock tracks that Jason's still trying to do. I still see him as more of a alt country and singer-songwriter artist. Thank you folks for watching my first album review. I look forward to seeing you on the journey ahead, and remember, we ain't gonna sing no lonesome tune.